This is a continuation of the table part 1. So this is tables part 2. So we saw some of the attributes in the previous video. We saw how to define a border, what is a cell padding. Okay, we will now see some of the other attributes. Now there are very less, if you are going to give it as an attribute, there are very less attributes. Only these attributes that I have given here you can give. But when we use CSS, there are so many number of styles attributes that you can give. So and moreover, this way of this method of this technique of giving these attributes are deprecated in the sense it is no longer in use. Okay, people do no longer use it. So because they now use only CSS, they are not using these attributes. But anyways, you should also know how to what are the attributes that you can give and how to give these attributes. That is why I am saying this. But we will no longer be using this. You will, once when you know CSS, then all these things you will have to give only using the cascading style sheets. You will not be giving it as a attribute. Fine, let us see the other attributes. Now here it says width equal to 50%. What is width? Now if you suppose I give 25, so it is talking about the width of the table. Okay, now let me give 25% and then let me run. So you will see that okay, now let me give 75%. You will see the width of the table has increased. Okay, now again, suppose if I give 100 here, you will see it is occupying, this is the space, this is the space for displaying the table. The window size is defined like this, and the table is occupying the full window. Okay, so this is 100%. So you can define the width of your table this way. So now let me say 50% again. So it is reduced. Then align equal to, align means where exactly you want the table to be displayed, whether you want it to be displayed left or right or center or justified. Justified is to justify it with some other to the border. Okay, so now let me say left. So when you say left, you will see that the table is aligned in the left. So when I say center, you will see that the table is aligned in the center. And then when I say right, so justify depends on other content in your website. Okay, so in alignment with other content in the website, if you want justify, it will justify, but now you cannot find out the difference. So but anyway, let me give right here. So you will see that the table is displayed in the right side. So this is align attribute. Then background color is, I have given cyan color. Okay, so if you want a different colors, let's say if you want blue color, then you can give blue. This is blue. Like this you can keep giving different colors. Okay, let me give green. You can give different colors. Okay, now the last one is cell spacing. The last attribute is cell spacing. So what is this cell spacing? Cell spacing is between the cells, the space between the cells. Now suppose I don't give this cell spacing at all. Okay, or if I reduce this, let me say 5 pixel, you will see that the difference is in between the two cells, there is the border of the in between the two cells, each and every cell is surrounded by a border, and you have to, there is some space between the two cells. So it is that space, the cell spacing is that space. So if you give 0 pixel, you will see that these cells are now collapsed. The cells have, the border of the cells have joined together. So there is no space between the cells. So you can give cell spacing also in between the cells. So these are some of the attributes that you can give along with the table tag. So border, cell padding, cell spacing, and then as width, align, and then background color. Okay, so these are some of the attributes, but as I told you earlier, these attributes are no longer used. So we will again come back to these attributes, and then we will discuss how to define style using cascading style sheets or CSS. So as of now, we will just know these are some of the attributes that you can give with a table tag. Okay, now we will go to column span and row span. Now what is column span and row span? Column span is, suppose you want to merge in your Word, Microsoft Word, you can insert a table and then you can combine 2-3 columns, merge the two 3 columns, have a common heading. Like say for example, here that the output for this is given. You will have the first column is name, the second and third column, you will see that the header is merged. For the heading, the second and third column is merged, and there is a common heading because the person has got more than one mobile numbers. So this table is just displaying the various names and the mobile numbers that a person has got. So the first column is name of a person, and the second and third column consists of mobile numbers. So the heading is same for second and third column. So that is why the second and third column for the heading is common. So here basically column span is to merge two columns. So here how do we actually use column span? The table style equal to, now this is another way of giving the style. This is inline, this is called as inline styles. We will again see this. We have already seen how to give width as a attribute. Now inga vandu ipa adhe width da inga eppadi kuduthirukanga appadina using the style attribute. Okay, meta, we have already seen style is a meta attribute. So how to give the style attribute? Style equal to, adukulla width is one attribute of style. So width colon 100%. Okay, so this is another way of giving this. So this is by in the mari style ipdi kudukkradhukku per, it is called inline CSS. CSS liye we are going to see there are 3 ways of giving style. One is inline, the second one is internal, the third one is external mode. So you have 3 ways of defining a CSS. We will see that in detail in the next video. But here in the mari style equal to kudukkradhu, this is called as inline style attribute, inline CSS. So now let's not bother about this. We will come to column span. So the first row is defined tr, and then table is defined, tr is defined, and the first row contains the heading. So how do we give this column span? So we will have to say define the table, define the first row tr, and then give th, so name, okay, and then the second column, the mobile number is going to span both the second column and the third column. So you will have to say th call span, which is the attribute, equal to 2, which means 2 columns. Similarly, you can have merge two rows and then give. So the next example is how to merge two rows. So here the table tag is started. Open the table tag and then first define the tr. So tr, and then the first column is heading. So you say th name, close th, and the second column is in the first row, the first column is the heading and the second column is the data. So you say td Ajit Maurya, close TD, close TR. I mean the second row, it says second row and the third row, the first column is merged. So then we'll have to say TH row span equal to 2. 2 na adutha rendu column. The next two columns are to be merged. So that is the meaning for this. So row span equal to 2, then mobile number, and then close TH, and then give TD. So now this, so you should understand, so here TD is you'll have to give a separate TR. So this is another, it's in the last mobile number is in a different row. So you'll have to close the previous row and then again open the new TR row and then give the TD. So you will not be giving the heading because heading is already you have given row span. So it's a common heading for both the second row and the third row, but the data alone is varying. So therefore the data you will have to again give open a new TR row and then give the TD. So when you give column row span, that is the difference, but when you give column span, you don't have to do anything because since it is a new, for column we are not giving any, we don't have any tag, only for the row we have a tag. So for row span you will have to give different, or close the current row and then open a new row. So this is row span and column span. So you can have one within the other. You can have some complicated you can have a complicated table where you will have both the row span and column span, and all these features you can have in a table. The next is how to give a table caption. So if you want to give a table caption, so see like this. Okay, table caption, wait, the table caption is not here. So here on top of the table caption student records is displayed. This is the title for a table. So if you want to give that, so what should we do now? You will have to give, there is a caption tag, a different tag. So inside the table tag you will have to give caption tag, within open close caption tag you will have to give student records, and then the usual TRTH, TRTD, and then close table, close body, close HTML. So this is the table caption. So these are about the main important things that you will have to know about a table. So we will come back to table and see how to use CSS. When we learn CSS, we will see how to use CSS in a table, how to give different styles for a table using CSS. So in the next video we will see more about CSS.